I've got kids, and that means it's always about them. But I need support too. That's where Ollie comes in. With their delightful, hardworking gummies, my partner and I can actually get a good night's sleep, so we'll both stand a chance of managing our stress responses. Even when the kids are doing parkour in the living room. Discover Ollie vitamins and supplements. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Got a cool conversation in store for you today. It's going to be talking about the pros and cons of both swing trading and day trading. Not the pros and cons as far as like which strategy is better, which strategy is worse, stuff like that, but the pros and cons and the sacrifices that come with deciding, hey, I want to be a lower time frame trader, or hey, I want to be a higher time frame trader, and using that information to understand how trading can fit around your life. Because ultimately, as traders, we start trading, because we want money, but we also want time freedom. We also see it as something that we can fit and do around our normal 9 to 5 or around our normal daily activities. So it's important that when we think about our trading style, we make sure it fits into that mold as well. Check it out. Ann says, Anna, got a girl I work with named Anna. Do you come back to your chart on the hour to check where price is, or do you set alerts if price enters a zone? I come back to my charts, yeah. If I'm away from my computer, I'll set an alert. But I tend to peek if there's something on the radar, I'll peek every hour or 4 hour, depending on the situation. But if I know I'm going to be away for an extended period of time, I'll set a price alert. The cool thing is, and it's funny, I was highly against this in the beginning, but the thing is, I've gotten better. The cool thing is now with mobile apps, you can peek from your phone. I used to peek at just price points from my phone. So I have my app on my phone. It tells me like, this is old school, but it'll be like, pound dollar, be like 126.40. And I know in my head, like what level I'm looking at, because I did my analysis. So I can peek there and be like, oh, we're getting close to that level. I should look. Now the charts have actually gotten a lot better from your phone, where you can actually peek at charts. So I've kind of made the switch to that. From instead, I would just peek at. I would have imagine if I'm trying to explain it without showing you. Imagine you'd have your phone, whatever like that, and then you'd have one of the apps that just tells you whatever euro dollar price, NASDAQ price, whatever price like that. And I would just keep an eye on that on one of my screens. But now the apps have gotten better, so I actually use an app and just look at the actual chart, which is cool. But yeah, I make a habit of looking. I tend to know exactly what I'm looking for, and I come back to look at it. But if I know I'm going to be away, I'll set an alert for it. I'm trying to establish what time frame suits me, my lifestyle. Are you looking to be? How active are you looking to be as a trader? You looking to be super active, like stare at your charts for hours on end? Not hours on end, but for like a consistent period, like a lower time frame, something like that, where you're putting away like a live room period, where hey, I'm going to watch this thing on the 5:15, a lot of action, really quick. Or you're looking for something maybe more laid back, where you only have to watch it, look at it a couple times a day. Okay, yeah. So if you're going to day trade, you want to be under the hourly chart. So a 15, a 5, a range bar. Hourly can be your higher time frame. So that could be like kind of your version of the daily. Hourly can be your higher time frame, and you dive down to those smaller time frames. Just say, hey, from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. or 8 a.m. to 10, whatever those hours are. I'm going to look at my charts and only take opportunities in there. I was speaking to Greg earlier, who he had a signal on the euro dollar, and he was like, my trading hours just closed, so I can't take it. He was waiting for one, but you make it very, that's good for lifestyle, because you have that dedication to that specific time to look at your charts. But after that time is over, you're free. You're free. So there's like a gift and a curse, right? The benefit, I guess the downside of day trading. The downside of day trading is that you need to consistently look at your charts, right? The downside of day trading is that you should be waking up at the same time, doing your analysis at the same time. You have to dedicate from this time to this time to look at your charts. And guess what? There could be nothing going on in the world, but you got to sit there. Like that time is booked in, right? I can't tell you how many times as a day trader, my day trading hours were until 10 o'clock, right? 8 to 10 initially. and there'd be nothing going on in the market. I know there's nothing going on in the market. It'd be like 9 o'clock, and I'd be like, man, I'm gonna go out and just like hit some golf balls or something like that. But I couldn't, because like it was like a job. Like I had to be there until 10 just in case, and that can be sometimes very annoying. That's the downside. Again, the positive side, as I mentioned, is once your day trading day is done, you're free. Your trading is over. Hopefully you give yourself some time to kind of disconnect and not take, if it's a rough day, don't take that roughness with you. But then you kind of come in and you reset the next day. It's like every day is a brand new day. Like what happened yesterday doesn't matter. Everything's flat. The next day, boom, reset. Swing trading is different. The freedom in swing trading is that you don't have to dedicate that specific time to your trading. Meaning I don't need to be in front of my charts actively for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it may be, which brings a lot of freedom, especially if you're someone that has a 9-to-5 job and you're tired of sneaking away to the bathroom to check a chart, whatever like that. But the downside is you carry, because those trading opportunities are so long term, because they tend to set up. I tend to see my trading opportunities days in advance, most of them, if not days or hours in advance. You tend to carry that with you in your regular life. So you're at the movies with your friends, and in the back of your mind, you're thinking about, did $0 hit targets? You're going to bed at night, and you're thinking about, man, we got some London news coming out at 2 o'clock. Are things gonna look the same in the morning as it did when I went to bed? You can be in a meeting. I can't tell you how many meetings I've been in where it's like, I get that alert, and it's like, hey, I gotta go check something real quick because price is at my level. And so it's a little bit harder to disconnect from trading. It's kind of always with you, and it could be positive or negative. It's positive when things are going good, obviously, and you're getting alert that something hit targets, and you're like, yeah. It's negative if you're in a drawdown, if you're in a frustrating period, or if you're someone that kind of doesn't. I have the luxury of having a lot of freedom in my life, so like it's not a big deal for me to be like, hey, I gotta go check something real quick. If you don't have that freedom, it's tough, because I've also been in a situation where I've had to check something, but I couldn't necessarily go. Like you're in a business meeting and you can't tell your boss like, hey, I got to go check this chart real quick because I just got signaled for an entry and I got to make sure my stop loss is there. So can you just hold like this very important quarterly meeting for like 10 minutes? So you can't do that. So now you're in the meeting. Half your brain is on the meeting. Half your brain is thinking about this trade you're in, and you never have that disconnect. And trading is stressful, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And you have to be intentional about finding ways to remove that stress. And it's a lot harder when it's a lot harder when you can't disconnect as much as a day trader, if that makes sense. So what I do, because obviously I'm a swing trader, is I find natural ways to disconnect. So I surprise people all the time when they hear about how much time I actually spend in front of my chart. I would tell you this: if I didn't run the live rooms here during my day, if you didn't count like the play around in the sandbox, just have fun type of period I do, I only spend about maybe an hour on the charts a day. Mondays are maybe a little bit more because those are my real like intensive analysis, but maybe about an hour a day. It would be, I can get all my analysis done in about a half an hour in the morning, half an hour at night. Again, Mondays are maybe a little bit longer. But what I try to do is I try to spend as little time in front of the charts as possible. I try to make sure I have periods out the day where I disconnect. So I was talking to someone on the platform the other day about meditation and yoga, and I'm not great at meditation because my mind just runs all over the place. But for me, it's active meditation. So that's why, you always see me doing stuff where I'm, I don't run as much, but I'm running, or I'm lifting, or I'm biking, or something like that. Because I know during those acts, I can leave, my brain can leave and focus on other things, the pain of working out, for about an hour or two. And that is a break from trading. And I can tell you when I'm biking or working out, I don't have my phone, like I don't have those alerts on. Now, if I know something is close, you got, if I know something is close, I'll have it on. Don't get where I won't work out. But you get what I'm saying. I try to disconnect completely just to kind of maintain that balance. Because if not, it's gonna build up, and you're gonna be in a very stressful mindset. So you gotta find those times to kind of disconnect and get away and think about something else. Hope you enjoyed. So we talked about little tricks I do to kind of disconnect from the markets. That way I'm not consumed with trading for my entire day. If you have any tricks or tips that you do, please share them. I'd love to share them with our trading community. There's a comment section below here on Spotify. There's also one on YouTube. I'd love to hear what you do, and it's a great chance to help a fellow trader out there who is maybe struggling with having trading on the brain the entirety of the day. All right, I appreciate it in advance, and I'll see you guys next episode.